Now, the crackdown by the investigation agencies continue in connection with the Red Fort blast. This was the blast that claimed 14 innocent lives. Now, the latest to face the wrath is Javed Ahmed Siddiqui, the founder of Al-Falah University. Now, this university is also being seen as the hub for the entire terror module. The Enforcement Directorate has arrested him under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. This follows searches and raids at multiple locations linked to Al-Falah University, including the university campus and the founder's residence. Sources have told India Today that the probe agency has found evidence of large amounts of proceeds that were being found were actually being used as funding for the crime. During all the searches, the Enforcement Directorate so far has seized close to 50 lakh rupees in cash, digital devices and multiple shell companies, all of them linked with the Al-Falah group, have now been seized. The probe agency is investigating money laundering and whether these proceeds of crime were actually being used to fund the terror activities. Several of the doctors involved in the Red Fort blast and the terror module either are still working or had worked in the past at the Al-Falah University. This is the latest which is coming in at the moment from what we are understanding. So this is the latest which is coming in. It's the Enforcement Directorate which has now cracked the whip on the Al-Falah University. They were on the campus so far, 50 lakh rupees in cash, a lot of laptops, all of them have been seized. In fact, the residence of the Al-Falah founder, that residence also has been raided. At the moment, the investigations are pointing towards the fact that there is a possibility that the money that was being used, the money that was coming in at the Al-Falah University, that money was then being routed to fund the terror activities. What's even more shocking is the fact that most of the doctors involved in the Red Fort blast and the terror module, they were either working or had worked at the Al-Falah University in the past. Now, there are certain questions at the moment which are being asked. First and foremost, why did the Enforcement Directorate nab the Al-Falah University and the founder? Javed Siddiqui, in fact, who's the founder of the Al-Falah University, he's been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. Now, this is being done under the PMLA. There is evidence that there was some kind of financial fraud that was being done by the university. Large amounts of proceeds of crime generated crores of rupees. All this money was in fact being diverted and that money was being used to fund the terror activities. So far, close to 48 lakh rupees in cash they have been seized, a lot of laptops and other digital devices. All of them have now been seized. Multiple shell companies have been also identified. All these are violations under the PMLA. That's the reason why the Enforcement Directorate is now looking at this. Several ACTs have also been found. So this is exactly what the Enforcement Directorate at the moment is looking at. This is exactly what's happening with regards to what the Enforcement Directorate is doing. The Al-Falah University at the moment is under the lens. Not just the Enforcement Directorate, all the other agencies, they are working in tandem to get to the core of this terror module. Most of the doctors, all those who were involved in the Red Fort blast, at some point of time, either were currently working at the Al-Falah University or in fact had worked at the Al-Falah University in the past. So Al-Falah University now is at the center of the investigation that is taking place. Al-Falah University founder Javed Siddiqui now is under the lens. He has been arrested. It's the Enforcement Directorate, the latest agency which has now come into the picture, and this agency is now closely looking at the terror funding that was being done by this university.